Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is incredible. We have our work cut out for us today because it is that time of the year. And that's right, it's python breeding season. And what I have here on these pieces of paper are actually all of my breeding schemes for all of the ball pythons. So what basically has to happen today, myself and Quinn have to go and rearrange all of these animals into groups so that it makes it easy to breed. Because obviously if you're breeding this female to something and this female to something else, you don't want to have to be like all over the place. So we basically rearrange all of our animals into groups that make it super simple for us to get the right males in with the right females and so on like that. And these here are all of my notes of all of the females and all of the males that I want them to be bred to. So again, it's going to take a lot of time because we have to literally rearrange everything down here, as well as replace all of these with the new 2021 breeding cards so that we can keep track, kind of catalog what happened last year and get ready for next year. So all right guys, buckle up because this took a long time to figure out, but moving them around is a pain in the butt. But hey, let's make the best of it, all right? So I'm going to kind of take you along on the journey. The very first male in the first group is this pastel leopard clown. So I want him to be in the #1 slot. So basically every male is going to go number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down there. And then over here, we're going to have the first female, which is a female pastel leopard clown that's being bred to him. Now he's going to breed 4 or 5 females. So I want all his 4 or 5 females to be here. Then we move on to group 2 and their 4 or 5 females here. And then we work around here and we work all the way down. So that way when I'm actually breeding, I can just grab that male, bam. Next male, bam. Next male, bam. You know, again, simplicity. The simpler it is, the less you screw up. Because I'm going to be honest with you, even I've made the mistake before when it's a little complicated that actually the wrong male gets in with the wrong group, and that's a disaster. So we want to always make sure that we know what's going on. Not to mention when you're putting them back, it's super simple too. Because now you've got group 3 goes into the cage number 3. You don't have to go group 3. Okay, where's this male go? You know, something like that. So doing the work now may be a pain in the butt, but it will organize for breeding down the road that makes the whole season that much more easy. So again, first male's up, first female's up. Now we got to do the rest of the group and just kind of switch things around until it's all done. I have a lot of new males that are up to size this year that are really exciting. This actual killer leopard clown ball python, which is a super pastel leopard clown ball python, is an 18-month animal that should be breeding some really cool animals this year. So get some really cool clown stuff. And typically the new males are 18 months old. You can get them up in like 9 months if you really push hard, but I'm pretty patient about things, to be honest with you. So 18 months typically on males, usually 2.5 on females is where you want to go. This guy's probably about 600, 650 grams. The threshold is about 500 grams on males, so this guy's plenty big. And then females, I typically won't breed until they're 14, 1,500 grams, again, usually 2.5 years old. Just another new male that we have up the side. It's actually a pastel spider, super enchy, orange dream, beautiful male that is going to be breeding to some pretty cool females. Again, I've talked about how I really wanted to get that orange dream into things a lot more. So I'm going to be taking them to this enchy orange dream right here. Absolutely incredible. And the fact that it's a super enchy and enchy, that means that we're going to be getting super orange dream, super enchy, bumblebees, pastels, all that other stuff. Also taking it to this animal here, which is really cool. This is actually a silver streak bongo Mojave. So there's all kinds of potential genes there. I mean, it's like 8 genes potential in that combination. And then just even a lemon blash orange dream to produce some more super orange dream stuff, and then a few other females. So nevertheless, get an idea of what we're doing here. Spend a lot of time really thinking things out and trying to put the right males with the right females. And this year, probably about 90% of the females are being bred to brand new males that have never been bred before as far as to that particular thing. So it's going to be a radically different production season in 2021 than it was in 2020. So I'm really looking forward to the progress. And it's really important when you're breeding snakes to really understand the genetics and what you're trying to go for, right? Like take for instance, this is a banana, enchy, cinny, pinstripe, right? So you have to understand like how those genes are going to interact with other animals, right? So when you're putting them into a group, you don't want to just like throw it into something and go, oh, it might work. You know, if you understand the fact that, like, for instance, Enchi and Champagne, this happens to be a Champagne, Enchi and Champagne interact really well together, right? So the fact is that Champagne is a very overpowering gene. So when you basically breed an animal like a normal Champagne, like this girl right here, basically almost anything you breed it into looks almost just like a Champagne. But if you breed it into Enchi, it kind of produces some pattern, which makes it interesting. Also, when you breed it into leopard, it actually works really well too. And then the banana is kind of neat too. So the fact that I can put banana and Enchi and Cine, which makes kind of the pied look with these here, that means I may actually get a banana Champagne that has white pied marking and some marking because of the Enchi. So again, it just goes to show you that you want to know what to breed it into. And I'm even going with something like a black pastel here. And basically the reason I'm doing that is, again, when you breed Champagne to black pastel or Champagne to cinnamon, oftentimes you get what they call ringers, or these big white blotching on it. That's when you see the actual Champagnes that have the big wide blotching on it. That is where it comes from. So again, know your genetics as you're actually setting things up, because then you can produce the best with what you have, right? And that's what I've done, is I kind of went through all the females, all the males, and thought, what is the best possible combinations I can do to produce the coolest possible animals? So this is just one example, and it goes that way for every single group that I put together. This is actually a pastel vanilla bamboo Woma. Oh my gosh, that male is amazing. Again, first time I'm going to be breeding this puppy. Definitely go into some really cool stuff like Enchi stuff and all kinds of different stuff. Fires, other pastel combinations, just absolutely wonderful, beautiful snake. Can't wait to see what his offspring is going to look like. You guys know I've been going for this Barney ball python for the last several years. Well, this happens to be kind of the Barney ball genetics, but with the pastel. And like I mentioned, the pastel kind of blows it out a little bit. So basically what this is a banana, it's a pastel, it's a super chocolate, and it's a pinstripe, right? Well, if you took the pastel away, it's a little bit more purple, but still not as purple as I really want to get. So what I thought is, let's add another gene into it, right? So if I added cinnamon, in this case, this girl right here and a couple just like it, it's kind of that darker morph animal, might actually put more purple into the Barney ball python, and maybe we'll get there. I'm going to try a bunch of different ways of going about it, but this year we're definitely going to take this first time male and breed them into cinnamons and black pastels, and hopefully infuse some of that dark gene in it, and hopefully get more of the purple look. I was so excited about this male last year. This is actually a black pewter lesser cypress, and he fathered about 4 clutches, but ooh, he's a feisty little monkey. But unfortunately only had 1 clutch that he was the actual father of, because we dual fathered him other things, and the other males did all of the breeding. The couple babies that were from that clutch that he fathered were ridiculous. So this year we're gonna go ahead and give it another go. Now I'll be honest with you, sometimes first year males can kind of be a little bit weak, right? But now that he's a second year breeder, he should really be able to crush it. So we're going to take him to this beautiful, nice bumblebee right here. Be just a nice kind of contrast as far as the genetics go. Then we've got a super pastel bongo. That bongo gene is really cool, and the fact that it's a super pastel should produce some really good stuff. And then we even have just a lemon blast vanilla. So all of those genes mixed into that black pewter lesser cypress should make some really amazing offspring. So I'm excited that this year he really can hopefully get the job done. And guys, that is it. We have now rearranged all of the ball pythons. They're ready to go. So basically there'll be a bunch of breeding kind of tutorial kind of things, what I'm thinking, how I'm going about it. Gonna feed these guys tomorrow and then breed them probably the next day. So 2 days from now, the first males will go in with females, and we'll start to hopefully see some copulation, some locks, and then I'll talk you guys through the whole process of follicular growth and all that other stuff over the next month or two. So it's gonna be a fun ride. Really excited about the breeding schemes this year. Gonna be an amazing potential year. Now let's hope that we have the type of production season we have this year that we had last year, because last year was a banger. I'm super excited about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this journey of how I get ready for the breeding season. It's insane. It was a lot of work just in real time to let you know that was about 8 hours of actual work. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, you know what, right here is a playlist of a bunch of eggs. If you guys are so fiending for some eggs, up here you can subscribe to my podcast channel, please. Over here, I hope that you're subscribed to this vlog channel. If you're not, hit that subscribe button, turn the post notifications on. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you tomorrow.